What a wild week it was in sports, man. From Shannon Sharpe, Sophie Cunningham, and Shedeur Sanders, to name a few. Y'all don't want to miss my takes on these. Let's get into this thing right now. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. As soon as y'all come into the building, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Get down in the description. Support me on all the socials, man. I really appreciate the support you guys are giving me, man. Really help getting the channel pushed out, man. I'm telling you, turn on that bell for notifications too, guys. That really helps. But guys, it's been a little bit of a crazy week for me, so I'm combining videos I should have done earlier in the week. But guys, there's three things I want to talk about in this video, and we're going to try to get through them as fast as possible. But guys, I got to tell you, first person we going to talk about is Uncle Shay. I think this might have been the worst week of his professional career. And the question, guys, is it over? And I don't know if it's over. But if I had to lean one way or another, again, like I tell you guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't have any inside sources or anything like that. But the value of Shannon Sharpe right now is telling me that it's getting close to being over. And what did I see, guys? His contract with the volume is up at the end of this month, into August. And I got to tell you guys, I don't know if he has the same negotiation power that he did. If you go back and watch my LeBron James video with Jeff Teague saying he was allegedly on PEDs, I said I thought that Jeff Teague and Club 520 is trying to get out from under that brand. I think Humble Baddies need to get out from under that brand. I think Bubba Dub needs to get out from under that brand. Club, Shay, and all that guys. Shannon Sharpe has lost all his value. This is a guy who interviewed Kamala Harris when she was trying to run for president, and now look at what we're dealing with. Why am I saying this to you guys? Shannon Sharpe came out and talked about not being officially fired from ESPN. If you go back to my video when they put him on leave, I told y'all they weren't bringing him back. So Shannon Sharpe comes on and he's frustrated that ESPN didn't wait to make that announcement because his brother was going into the Hall of Fame. Well, guess what, Shannon? That's what lets you know your value has dropped. They have no diligence. They have no responsibility to do something for you like that. You didn't want that to overshadow it because you were trying to do a Club Shay episode. And that's why ESPN did what they did. And so Shannon Sharpe, guys, is getting his welcome back to reality card, which is what happens to all of us when we don't focus on business. When you get to that level, and y'all have heard me say it on most of my videos, learn to be rich while you are poor. Study their habits, study everything they do so you don't lose the amount of money that Shannon Sharpe is losing. I would encourage y'all to go watch Marcellus Wiley video on that. I ain't gonna tell y'all what's in it, but man, he had a really good take on it. But let me tell y'all what I really want to say about Shannon Sharpe. I ain't gonna lie. Now, this is just Jeff being personal and emotional. I'll be mad as hell with Stephen A. Smith right now. I would be mad as hell with Stephen A. Smith because at the end of the day, when you get a guy on TV saying, "Oh, that's my brother, and I love him, and I hope it's not true," and all that. Well, Stephen A. Smith started this straight shooter media because he didn't want to be confined only to what ESPN is doing. When ESPN announced that Shannon Sharpe was going to be let go, I was expecting Stephen A. to say, "Hey, look, let's do an episode together once a week or twice a week on my Stephen A. Smith show." But y'all see Stephen A. Smith ain't doing nothing with this Shannon Sharpe stuff. Now, I get it, guys. Sometimes good people make bad choices. But now Shannon Sharpe and Ocho got another lawsuit they dealing with because they made comments about the girl at the Usher concert. I think that Stephen A. should be the one saying to Shannon Sharpe, "Hey, man, come over here with me now. You can get him at a bargain rate." He lost a $100 million deal, right? Club Shay will never be the same. ESPN just tanked his Club Shay interview with his brother Sterling, which was a good interview, by the way. Y'all need to go watch it. Shannon Sharpe he's a media magnet, bro. The guy's good at what he does, but don't let talent take you somewhere. Character ain't gonna let you stay. And now, guys, I think you're just seeing a cascading thing that's gonna keep happening. And Shannon Sharpe, guys, he is in trouble. And I think if Stephen A. Smith should be the first one to say, "Come under straight shooter media, make him an offer." But Stephen A. Smith don't want Shannon Sharpe to outshine him. Because if Shannon Sharpe is on the same platform with Stephen A. Smith, they're going to prefer Shannon Sharpe. And I think that's the reason why Stephen A. is probably sitting back, just kind of staying away from Shannon Sharpe Don't call me brother if you're not gonna call me brother while we going through it, and when I need somebody to help me get redeemed. Don't call me brother. Just tell me what it is. But I was expecting Shannon Sharpe to. I was expecting Stephen A. to really step up with his straight shooter thing. But it's clear that Disney has some influence on that too. That Stephen A. don't want to touch, and I get it. They're paying him $100 million, so Stephen A. got to protect that. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Here's my thing where I think Shannon Sharpe should go, guys, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. I think Shannon Sharpe should link up with Pat McAfee. Learn how to do it like Pat McAfee. And I know y'all probably don't like Cam Newton, but Cam Newton said if he could have any type of contract, it would be the one Pat McAfee had. I think Shannon Sharpe, I think Pat McAfee is going to be who everybody comes up under because he's got the hybrid contract that's allowing him to have his independency, but also have control that nobody else has ever had in media. Now, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about Shannon Sharpe. Let's roll into Sophie Cunningham. The WNBA made news because the Volume has given Sophie Cunningham her home show, and she is gonna be the white alternative to Angel Reese. Watch what you see. What Sophie Cunningham is doing is coming up here. She's defending Caitlin Clark. She's calling it how she sees it. She's a fun-loving girl, very good to look at. And guess what? Spitting straight fire. And watch this podcast, guys, is going to be what's going to launch Caitlin Clark's media career. Because now this is the white version of Angel Reese. Everybody thinks Angel Reese is attractive. People think Sophie Cunningham is attractive. Angel Reese don't talk about Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham is Caitlin Clark's enforcer. This is what we're talking about right here, guys. And if I'm the WNBA girl silently, I'm glad that Sophie Cunningham is doing this because this is going to help them have more leverage in these CBA negotiations. All your players are going to have to get a podcast to drive up the value of that league. So now we got Angel Reese, we got Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark gonna have to come on in here, Asia Wilson gonna have to come on in here, Breanna Stewart gonna have to come. They're not gonna win a basketball discussion, but they can win a media discussion. And if all of them start getting on podcasts, and I'm talking about the people we want to see, Collier and Ionescu and all those guys. I'm talking about their box office ballers that people want to see, not these crazy extreme ones on the other side. But if they can get 4 or 5 other players to start a podcast, including Caitlin Clark, that's going to put more pressure. This Sophie Cunningham thing is huge because when the Volume did this, they knew that they were really getting access to what's happening around Caitlin Clark. And everybody wants to know what's happening around Caitlin Clark, guys. This thing is huge. I think this is a great move by the Volume. I think they're going to position themselves to go after Caitlin Clark podcast or bring Caitlin Clark on with Sophie Cunningham. Something is brewing behind the scenes, guys. Colin Coward is no dope. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all heard it first. Caitlin Clark will be on the Volume because with Shannon Sharpe losing his value under the Volume, they need to bring a high-profile athlete. Who is that going to be? I think they're gunning for Caitlin Clark through Sophie Cunningham because she came up and told the truth what all of our eyes have been telling us. Caitlin Clark is being treated unfairly. Sophie Cunningham is calling a spade, guys. This thing is going to be good. I can't wait till future episodes. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. Finally, last but not least, y'all know I got to talk about my dog, Shedeur Sanders. As y'all know, I'm pro Shedeur Sanders over here. I'm pro Dion. I'm pro Shiloh, pro Well-Off Media. Y'all know I'm a big fan of the Sanders family, right? If I could have been any type of athlete, I would have been Prime, but I wasn't good enough, right? So you root for somebody like that. Well, we know Prime had the surgery to remove his bladder. Looks like he's on his way back to healing. He's back in the Colorado deal, got a Depends deal out of it. Now, guys, that's how you're supposed to work it. But some things came out. Shedeur and Shiloh didn't know what their dad was going through, right? They found out when we found out. But then, prior to that, Jimmy Haslam, the owner, comes out and distances himself from saying he picked Shedeur Sanders. Now, one of the things I want y'all to get my take on is that Deion Sanders Jr. came out and played Big Brother. And basically, it's like, man, what kind of owner says this? Well, what we got to understand is Shedeur told his dad not to come see him at training camp. Say, hey, I'm not getting any reps anyway. Y'all go back and listen to the Michael Irvin interview. Now, granted, Shedeur's getting some reps with the second and third team. I think he went against the first team defense. Looking decent. But y'all got to understand, When the owner came out and said that, I said, okay, Shedeur won't be playing for the Browns. Because if it was going better than what we all thought, the owner would not distance himself from Shedeur Sanders. The owner would want all the credit. Y'all got to understand these owners make a lot of money, and they want to let everybody know they the brains behind all this. You're not going to pass this off to the GM and to the head coach. Not now. Guys, I can tell you this. For every article I see positive on Shedeur, I can see an article that's saying he's just not ready. Now, do I believe that? No. But am I looking at it through my Colorado lens from the last 2 years and my preference and bias for the Sanders family? Or am I looking at it with my own objective eyes? And I got to tell you guys, this is the problem. This is the problem that you got right now when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. Marketing icon. But I think one of the things that's happening without Dion there, and I think if Shedeur told his daddy not to come to practice, I think at that point, why would Haslam want to stick with Shedeur? And I know this is going to sound bad, guys, but Jimmy Haslam wants the marketing dollars. If Shedeur is still trying to not make it about his father, on top of that, getting the 2 speeding tickets, the owner's like, hold on, this guy don't want to be connected to his dad because he ain't getting reps and all that. No, man. The owner got you because you're a cash cow, Shedeur, but you're a cash cow because you're connected to your dad. Let your dad be at training camp as much as he wants to. Bring him in, Shedeur. It's not a bad thing that your dad has made your way prosperous. Your dad has made your way prosperous. Don't ever think we want to see you like that, where you got to prove that you're not your daddy's favorite child. Shiloh down here in Tampa, he embraced his dad coming. What did Todd Bowles come out and say? Man, he got a good chance of making the team. Now, Shedeur tells his daddy not to come, and Jimmy Haslam comes out and pulls this. Why? Shedeur, if you ain't trying to do the marketing thing with Prime, I'm going to disconnect from you. That's my take on it. So I think when Deion Sanders came out, he asked what kind of owner would say something like this. The owner who realizes that this quarterback he drafted in the 5th round wants to make the team based on merit. No, you can't make it based on merit, but you can make it based on marketing. I'm watching the jersey sales. I'm watching the social media clicks. I'm watching everything surrounded by you. And then you tell your dad not to come? Nobody else has this take, guys. Jimmy Haslam came out and said it because if Shedeur don't want to do the marketing stuff where Dion is coming and more attention is being brought to this team, Jimmy Haslam like, hey, I ain't want to have nothing to do with that. And that's the worst thing that could have happened to Shedeur. Because if Shedeur doesn't realize that he's a marketing guy, remember, guys, what was the knock? They didn't think Shedeur could be the CEO of a company and of the football team. And this was another mistake made by Shedeur by not having his dad come down here. His dad is the prize. His dad is the prize, and his dad has enough cachet and leverage so they don't cut you. Because if they cut you, where are they going to send you? To maybe to Indianapolis? Maybe if Anthony Richardson don't step up, Daniel Jones, I get that. But I don't see a lot of demand. You should have had your dad there. Bring those cameras there just like Shiloh did. I'm watching Shiloh get told he got a good chance of making the team. And now I got an owner disconnecting from you. Do you want to be rich or do you want to be right? And Shedeur Sanders made another mistake by not having his dad presence there, because your dad's presence got you there. You better dance with the one who brought you there. Jimmy Haslam wants a relationship with Dion to bring some prime time to Cleveland. And if you bring prime time to Cleveland, Shedeur has only thrived when he's been with prime time. And now ain't the time, guys, to figure out if you want to make it on your own or not. Do that after you get established in the league. And then 5 years from now, tell dad, hey, dad, don't show up so much, because you've established yourself in the league. And that's why Jimmy Haslam came out and said it. That's my opinion. That's my take. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Let me check all the boxes. I don't have no inside sources, but I am a business owner. And if the business owner don't see marketing opportunities and money opportunities with you, and you want to just be about football now, you ain't that attractive. Let me go ahead and pawn you off to the coach and the GM. So when they cut you, I ain't got to save you. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. These are my unusual sports takes for the week. I guarantee you ain't heard them nowhere else. You going to hear it here first. For all y'all who take my stuff and copy it, just give me credit, man. Clip me up. Put me in the video. I don't mind using my stuff, but give me credit. Nobody else has the takes like I have. Get down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If Jeff is crazy or is Jeff on to something, y'all let me know down there, man. And until next time, guys, we gonna holler.